Buenos dias, everybody. Thursday night thoughts. We're going to talk about Thursday night football, of course. I've got Keg here. It's Kush. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. Washington visiting Philadelphia tonight. But before we get into that, I mean, there's a big reason why we haven't seen as much Keg this week.
That's true.
What's Keg doing? What has Keg been doing?
True, buddy. I've been a proud dad. My daughter is one win away from a state championship in high school field hockey.
Yeah.
So that in the playoffs, they beat a 22-1 team and a 21-1 team, and she got player of the game in the sectional final. And she will play for a state title on Saturday at 2 p.m.
She's a goalie, right?
Yep. She shut them out.
She shut them out.
Yep.
Do they fight in these sports? Like, do they ever get into little scrums?
No. Girls don't have that intensity. They don't get angry like that, at least in high school. So Saturday at 2:00, I'll be shooting down to Trenton, New Jersey. And then I will be immediately turning around and coming back to get back for UFC 309 to do the live show with the boys.
Were they favorites or dogs heading into this game?
They were, believe it or not, the Star Ledger and NewJersey.com picked them to win the sectional final 2-1 in overtime, but they were the 2 seed playing the 1 seed, and now they will play the 1 seed in the South.
Does your daughter have like a shot of winning tournament MVP at this point?
Possibly. Wow. Yeah. She doesn't want to play it. She doesn't want to play it in college. We're trying to switch that because she could probably get a scholarship. Yeah. She wants to wrestle in college though.
Well, let her wrestle. Come on. You can't make her do something she doesn't want to do.
Listen, man. I mean, for $50,000 a year, I'll consider it.
Is that what college costs now? $50,000 a year?
Oh, yeah. Get your checkbook out, my guy.
Well, I don't have to worry about that. That's fine. But still.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not dead. 8 days of the flu, knocked my ass out, worked through about 4 of them, and then the Monday was just done. Monday was one of the worst days that in recent history. It was brutal. Connor Allen, who'll be joining me on Nuke the Props tomorrow, he's battling the flu. That was a fun Nuke the Props. Both of us just sitting there looking like we're on death's door, but hopefully he'll be doing a little bit better. And then tonight we've got our live show, Thursday Night Football, 8:10 Eastern time. We will be live betting it. And you know what, Keg? We're going to put all the bets in the chat, aren't we? In-game notifications. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Don't even get me going.
We're going to do it. Simple as that. But I am excited about tonight's game, dude. This should be actually a pretty good one. Think about this for a second. Washington is playing good football.
Yeah.
Now, they lost to the Steelers. I get it. But this team has played like one of the best in the National Football League to this point. The Eagles, they don't lose. They've won 5 straight, Kegger.
Yeah,
this
so good.
Line,
sorry.
This line is 4 at some shops, 3 at other shops, 3.5, I should say, 3.5 or 4. And the total sit at 49.5. And I saw at DraftKings, it was at 48.5 last night, and now it's shooting up. So talk to me here. This is going to be a fun one this evening. I know everybody's talking about how the Eagles are going to go throat stomp them tonight, but I must say, Kegger, something about this Washington team might keep them in it. That person is Jaden Daniels, my friend.
Yeah. Good news for Washington. Looks like Brian Robinson went full in practice yesterday, so he should have no issues being ready to go tonight. There's a chance that the Eagles get Jordan Mailata back, but I have not seen the active list yet. I don't even know. Is the active list out yet?
For tonight's game? No, but we don't have a lot of injuries to worry about is the thing. Lattimore's not playing. Robinson's in. Those are the 2 biggest pieces of news coming into this thing.
So from a side and total perspective, it's a pure pass spot. Now, this line is very close to what I have it at right now, but the game feels like it was literally made for what we do here at Nuke the House, which is in-game betting. It's got it written all over it. My biggest issue with the Eagles this year is they play with zero intensity and zero aggression at all when they are either in a competitive game or they are up and cruising. When they are in those situations this year, they are content to let Saquon do him. Sometimes it will let other teams crawl back into games. Sometimes it won't. The only time that they have really played with massive aggression is when they are down and trailing this year. And that's when you start to see signs of the offense that went to the Super Bowl. So I hesitate to want to back them in game unless they are the team that's down points tonight, and we'll evaluate that live. On the flip side, surprise of the year is the Washington Commanders, at least one of them. They might have dropped a tough game last week against Pittsburgh by 1 point, but they were leading in that game going into the fourth quarter, and they just couldn't put 3 up on the board to get over the hump and win that game. Regardless, this is still a team that's won 70% of their games through 10 weeks, and they are a combined 5 points away in 2 games from being a 9-1 football team right now. I still have my concerns with the defense, but I will say this, man, they are improving. If you take a look at where Washington was in DVOA and defensive EPA per pass and rush from 5 and 6 weeks ago, and then you look at where they are today, it's a steady improvement. It's slow, but steady. If that continues over the next 8 weeks, this team could win a playoff game or 2 without question. And it wouldn't shock me at all. All that to basically say this game is a live betting spot in terms of the side and total. We found one prop in this game that we liked that I gave the subs yesterday, but that's probably going to be the only play that I'm going into the game with, and we'll live bet the slate later tonight on the in-game show. If I had to lean anything in this game, it would be a very slight lean to the under, but not enough for me to pull the trigger.
So there is one injury I did want to bring up, and you're going to laugh because it's a kicker, but it's pretty important. Austin Seibert, the kicker with the Commanders, out, and Zane Gonzalez, who's kind of a fringe kicker, is up. So that really could change things. People don't say, oh, the kicker is going to move the point of line or anything like that. But, in this era where we've got 50-yard field goals that are like extra points, how they used to be, Keg, that could turn into something. It could. But when we're capping kickers in all seriousness, can we even quantify how much a kicker is worth to a team? Seriously.
It's hard.
It is.
Yeah, it's hard. Yes, DB, there will be. It will be today at 6 p.m. on the YouTube channel. Hopefully we get a bigger audience for the MMA pod. Yeah, just check that out at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm with you. It's hard to quantify a kicker. I don't really know exactly what a kicker is worth to the line. I would have to make a phone call.
I mean, it's fascinating too, because these guys just changed the complete complexity of the game. We didn't see guys kicking 60-yard field goals like it was nothing. Like things that were punts for all of eternity in football are now 3 points, Keg.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is wild. So again, I don't know how to quantify that. You even said you got to make a call. So it's an interesting line to look at there. Do want to remind everybody, if you have not signed up for Nuke the House, try us out for a week. Why not? Go to nukethehouse.com, upper right-hand corner, hit subscribe. You can sign up for any plan. We will not charge you unless you want to be charged. But you got to put the code in, Nuke November, right above me, NUKENOVEMBER, Nuke November, 1 free week of Nuke the House sports betting. I'm looking forward to tonight's show, Keg. I really am, because again, you got playmakers all over this field.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is, that we're getting to that point in the year now where now you have to start everybody that's been crushing through 10 weeks. You're paying a premium for, and they are at the very end of their number. I mean, Saquon is like minus 105 to rush for 100 yards. That's where we're at with him. So now this is the point in the year where we start looking at those secondary guys that haven't gotten all the love in the first half of the year. Their numbers are too low, and we try to exploit those numbers. but the ladders get harder as the weeks go on in the NFL because everybody's priced in now. They know exactly where the guys have been crushing should be, and it's going to make it a little bit more difficult, but we'll figure it out. We normally do.
I mean, Devontae Smith, birthday narrative. There you go.
Devontae, Devontae, like no love for Devontae, but in every game that he has finished this year, he's gone over his number every single week. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that you're probably paying a premium in week 11, considering he's gone over his number basically every week. So
except the Giants game, probably every other game he's probably gone over.
Yeah, but he might not have finished that game. He might have left that game.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Every game that he's finished, he's gone over the number this year. So I mean, he's been very, very good quietly under the radar. He's definitely in play tonight, no doubt.
Let me ask you about a player prop, because I was going back and forth with the chat this morning. And I saw this earlier in the week. Like Jalen Hurts anytime touchdowns -10.
Oh, last week was the first week he busted, Kev said. Okay, there you go.
Last week was okay. So you're almost getting even money on a Jalen Hurts touchdown. He's getting 1 or 2 every single week recently.
Meyer was talking to me about it. Me and him were in the room for 4 hours getting ready for props.
Okay.
And he pulled the trigger on Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, because I mean, he's just a touchdown magnet down in the red zone. It doesn't matter. Saquon's not going to get it. He's always going to get it. So yeah, I'm with you. But what price is it now?
-110. -10.
Yeah, I think he got -105. I don't hate it. I don't hate that call. He probably gets in.
He probably does. I mean, he can get his 2 touchdowns at 10-1, I want to say. That doesn't sound right, but I mean,
is it really 10-1?
Let me go look. Let me just make sure 100%. I don't want to completely throw people off on a number, because 10-1 would be ridiculous. I did bet his 2 touchdowns. I just got to remember what the price was. And I have not bet his 1 touchdown yet, because I wanted to run it past you. Yeah, let's see here. 5-1. Oh, so then there was
you can't cut the number in half on
no,
me.
I got 10-1 because there was a boost, but it's 5-1.
I was going to say he's done that in half the games this year. I'm betting that
at 10-1. Well, what about 5-1? You laugh at the boost. It's like
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. What am I going to do with that?
Yeah, I'd piss $25. But yeah, it was 10-1 on a $25 bet. I'll take it.
Like at 10-1, you got to pull the trigger.
Right,
at
but it's not
5. Yeah, 5-1. Yeah, that's about what it should be. Yeah.
What number would it take for you to bet that?
I mean, he has only not had a touchdown in 1 game this year.
And he's scoring like 2 a game now. He's ridiculous. You guys spent 4 hours talking last night. Like, I'm shocked that he didn't talk you into the Hurts, and I'm not going to. I don't want to take the blame anytime I
have to
blame it on me, but I'm not.
My guy, Nasty Nate, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I have to think about it, but like, I don't hate it. Actually, I like it, but I still.
That's it. I'm getting blamed for this. Listen to me, even if he doesn't bet it, if Jalen Hurts doesn't score a touchdown tonight, you know who's getting the blame right here on the live show. I know 100%. There's something off about this, Keg. This should be like -130.
I mean,
more.
We're at the point right now where he should be probably -150 to score a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2, 4, 5, 6. He has 8 touchdowns in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Saquon is -225. Hurts is -110. Go tell me where that makes sense, because Saquon is not the goal line back. Jalen Hurts is the goal line back.
100%.
All right. Like button to be wonderful. 8:10 tonight. We will be live. It is a free show on Thursday nights. There are 2 other games this weekend, though, that, I mean, basically, I know we're going to be betting all the games Sunday, Keg, but I'm going to have 1 game on in the 1 o'clock games and the rest of the games on another television. And then we'll have the Bills and Chiefs on and the other 2 games on the other side, because just two games are so much better than every other one of them. And the first one's the Ravens at the Steelers. You can find threes. There's a three now Baltimore -3.5 on the road. Baltimore -3 on the road. 48.5 is the total. If you look into some of the numbers here, though, the Steelers have been Lamar Jackson's kryptonite. Like, they've gotten to this dude.
They have in the past.
In the past. This is a different offense we're looking at right now. But Keg on the other side, like, this is the best quarterback play the Steelers have had in quite some time. But Russell Wilson, I can't believe I'm saying that. They've made George Pickens legitimate. So you look at this game, and for a Steelers-Ravens game to have this type of total too, I mean, that's, what are we looking at again? 40, what did I just say? I just had this 48.5. That is a lot for a Steelers-Ravens game.
Right. Just to respond to somebody in the chat, Matt, I agree with you, but we didn't say red zone offense. We said goal line offense, right? And that would be from basically the 2 and in. But anyway, so this game is very simple to me. The Baltimore offense is far more consistent than the Steelers offense. Okay. Even if they are playing the Pittsburgh defense, there is still a better shot that they are far more consistent of an offense in that game than the Steelers will be. And if you dive deep into the Steelers' offensive advanced metrics, there is a reason why they are 26th in success rate. It's because they're winning games off the long ball deep downfield. Sometimes that happens for them. Sometimes it doesn't happen for them. And when it doesn't happen, they don't score. And it's one of the main reasons that the success rate blows. But if you look at their EPA numbers, they're respectable because they're not consistent. They don't have long drives. They get the touchdown on the home run, or they don't get the touchdown. So I've given Lamar Jackson a lot of shit through the years, but there is nothing that I can say about that guy this year. He has been phenomenal. Period. Full stop. He's picked up the pressure far better than he has in years past, and that should get them over the hump on Sunday. Now, this line should be -3.5, -110. That's the exact number that I have on my PR, and that's basically where we're at right now. So while I'm not going to lay the spread unless this somehow got to 2.5, which it almost certainly will not get to 2.5, I'm not sure how I'm going to back Baltimore, but I like Baltimore in this spot. I will be on Baltimore in this spot. They are a much better team, and I just have to figure out how I'm going to do that. The total is a pass for me. Meyer and I, like I said, we were in the conference room last night. We still have to dig into the props in this game. The work's not done yet, but I'm going to back Baltimore in this game. They're just a far better consistent offense. And Lamar Jackson, especially this year, is doing something that he's done better in years past, and that's picking up the pressure on the blitz. So I think this sets up very well for Baltimore, and I will be on them this week.
And then you got Matty, big Pittsburgh guy. Tomlin 16-3-3 as a home dog. LOL. I don't know why we're laughing at that, but yeah, man, it's been a different offense.
I get it. I totally get it. I mean, everything Matt says is right, but everything I said is right.
Like, everything you said is right, but everything he said is right?
Yeah, everything I just said is accurate.
But Matt's is not.
But Matt, no, everything Matt is saying is accurate. Tomlin's a beast as a home underdog. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And the Steelers are rolling right now against Baltimore, but that trend's got to kick over at some point. And I think that this is a good spot for Baltimore, even though they're on the road.
That's what they've been saying about Tomlin finishing 500 or better. At some point in time, it's got to change. It just doesn't.
True.
Remember last year? I think Matty was the same guy. He's like, we got to get rid of Tomlin. All you fickle Steelers fans. First of all, you want Justin Fields as your quarterback, a guy that can't throw down the field. You want to get rid of Mike Tomlin, and now they're gunning for the 1 seed. Well, they're not going to get the 1 seed because the Chiefs. They're gunning for a 2 seed in the AFC in what should be a spectacular game. Now, speaking of spectacular games, we'll get
one final note. the one issue with this Baltimore team, and I really think that it's probably what will eventually stop them from winning a Super Bowl, is the pass defense. It's dreadful. It is nowhere near as good as it was with Mike McDonald. So Kevin saying Pickens over, I agree with that for sure. I think that Pittsburgh is probably going to eat through the air because Baltimore just is not very good defensively against the pass this year, which is going to be a problem down the stretch. So I agree with Pickens, but I still have to dig into the game aside from that. Sorry, Holden, go ahead.
I mean, Pickens' numbers all over the place too. So, and again, this is going to move. So if you want to bet Pickens anywhere near this number, you're going to have to do it now. If you want to be patient, make sure you get the bet right. You get a worse number. You want to get it right, though. He's 66.5 minus
Matt's got a real problem with you.
Right, I know now. He does. I just let him go. That's fine. I'm not taking. I swear to God, he said he needed to fire Tomlin last year.
Matt said, "Take it back."
Everyone's got a problem with me right now. It's fine. I don't give a shit. I got my own problems to deal with. They're a lot bigger than the problems you got with me. So here's the deal. This is nuts. He's 66.5 receiving yards, minus 10 at Bet365.
Right.
He's 66 minus 135 at BetMGM. 69.5 at DK, 70.5 at FanDuel and Sugar House, BetMGM. This line's all over the place, dude. You're not going to get that. If you want Pickens, you better know that you want to bet him, and you better bet him right now. That line's moving. That thing is going to be way gone by Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, 66.5 is still the opening number too. Everybody else moved, but that 365, I guess.
Yeah, that's and MGM. They just moved the juice a little bit. No, yeah. I don't know. Was it Tyler that said that they should fire Tomlin too? That sounds like a Tyler take.
Well, Matty was talking about people, how ridiculous it is that people wanted to fire Mike Tomlin last year.
It was the dumbest thing I ever heard. All of Pittsburgh was like, let's fire. Yeah, you go find yourself a better coach than Mike Tomlin. Seriously.
I agree.
I agree. Shit they gave him as quarterback for the last half decade? Yep. Maybe longer than that, because the end of Ben's career was a joke. Come on, guys. Yeah, maybe you just don't know how good you got it. Anyways, we got one more game to get to. Like button would be great. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Nuke the House. If you're watching on X, come on over to YouTube. There's still a few minutes left in the show. 8:10 tonight, we will have our live broadcast. And Keg says there's a live betting game. You know, he doesn't say that about every game, but he's like, hey, we're gonna go live bet this. This is a great live betting spot tonight, 8:10 right here on the Nuke the House YouTube channel. You can get a free week with the code Nuke November. Tell you about that again before the end of the show. But Chiefs, Bills, at the beginning of the year, the executives at CBS were like, what's the one game that you want to protect more than any other? This was the one. The Chiefs and the Bills. This is the game that they wanted. 46.5 total. Bills minus 2.5 at home. So, Keg, what I've been saying, doing all these videos, shorts, shows, anything else, maybe even an article I did on this, it's like, well, Keg kind of comes up with it. So let's talk through this. Why did home field move from 3 to 2.5 in your eyes? Is that where we are, right? It moved from
actually, no. Real league average home field right now is like 1.8 on average.
God.
Yeah. But there are stadiums that it still gets to 3. Pittsburgh is at 2.5. Seattle's probably still 3. Kansas City is still 3. Lambeau is still 3.
Buffalo's probably 2.5.
Probably, yeah. And then there are teams where home field is like 1, like if that, like the Chargers. Washington's they're probably closer to 1.5 now, 1.8 now that they're getting people excited. But yeah, the days of home field advantage being 3 are long gone for everything.
At most places.
That's just not the case anymore.
So here's the question I get. They're like, how can an undefeated team be 2.5 point dogs at this point? So Keg, answer the question.
How can an undefeated team be a home point dog? Oh, well, that's simple. Yeah. Both these teams are equal in my power ratings. The line is 6. They're both 6 points better than an average team, right? On a neutral field. If you're going to give Buffalo 2.5 points for home field advantage, that makes the line from a pick on a neutral. Now you're a 2.5 point favorite. Just because KC is 9-0 does not mean that they're any better than a team that has lost 2 games on the year and is 8-2. It all comes down to the personnel. It all comes down to the offense and defensive scheme that week that they're going to play. And that's just how you're supposed to grade a line value in this league. So for me, especially, all right, let's just get into it. So big injury news out of this game. There's probably a better chance that Dalton Kincaid doesn't play than he does, if I had to guess, especially with the bye on deck. Plus, we already know that Keon Coleman is ruled out. So my initial reaction is, if you're probably going to want to back Shakir for the Bills this week, because there aren't many guys that Allen is going to be able to rely on in this game. We know that KC gets beat up by tight ends, so Kincaid would have been a nice guy to back in this spot. But, that could put Dawson Knox in play, although he's been completely MIA this year. So this is probably going to put the Bills in a spot where James Cook is really going to need to make an impact running the football for the Bills to win this game. And I struggle to see that being easy, considering the improvements that KC has made stopping the run this year. On the other side of the field, it is laughable that the Kansas City Chiefs are 9-0. They are the only undefeated team left in the league, because they could easily have 3, maybe 4 losses on the year, right? So when you're evaluating that in the 9-0, you have to be realistic about it and say they should have won last week. They should have lost the game last week against Denver. There are at least 2 more spots that they probably should have lost the game. So there might be an undefeated team, but they're not an undefeated team, man. They are not as good as an undefeated team. And that offense is far under the league average this year in yards per play, far under the league average. The best thing that offense has going for them is they get about 3.5 yards on a play, and they keep the ball for 9 to 10 minutes on a drive, which keeps the opposing offense off the field. That's the best part about that offense this year. And because and don't get me wrong, if they were fully healthy and Rice was there and they had D-Hop now and Pacheco was back. Yeah. Okay. Now they're making moves. Now that offense becomes way more explosive. Now you have to take that offense a lot more seriously. We'll see how that happens later on in the year. However, we're judging them in week 11 right now. For me, if Keon Coleman was playing in this game and Kincaid was playing, this would be a Buffalo smash spot for me. I would be on Buffalo big. I'm a little worried about Keon Coleman and Kincaid probably not going. So I think the line is accurate exactly where it is. I'm not sure, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure what I'm definitely not backing KC. I'll tell you that. I'm not backing them. I'm not sure if I'm going to back Buffalo. I have to really think about that. I might not. As far as the total feels about right to me when you consider how long it takes KC to score. Like, you look at that total and your auto reaction is 46. Really? But really think about how long it takes KC to score. You're talking 8-9 minutes.
Yep.
So yeah, 46 seems about right to me. I don't really see value either way on that number. But yeah, I can only look towards Buffalo, although I'm a little worried about the weapons. But KC, listen, I said it last year, and then they went and won a Super Bowl. Offense doesn't look right. Offense still doesn't look right. But you can't discount what they managed to do every week, far be it with a lot of help from the referee, if we're being honest. But they continue to win games. So slight lean to Buffalo. I will not be on KC. And that's basically where I'm at in this game. I'm not sure if I'm going to back them yet, though.
What about a teaser spot here, though? 2.5 to 8.5.
I don't hate that. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Do I think that they can hang within 8.5? I do. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, Tyler. Juju's back, and then Amari Cooper. About an hour ago, I was searching the Twitter sphere, the X sphere, for any Amari Cooper stuff, and I came across his media scrum interview today, and he says he expects to play, and the wrist is doing better. So there you go. Stenberg, Amari, 100 yards plus 650. Someone has to perform. Why not him? It's a fine question, buddy. It's a fine question. Pumpy's giving out best bets, Keg. Barkley under 2.5 catches. That's a popular one. Barkley, I don't know who Pumpy is, but Pumpy just gave you a free bet. How do you not want to tail Pumpy?
I don't know who Pumpy is.
Me neither. I have no idea who Pumpy is. I'm just bringing it up. This is what the guy likes. He's throwing bets at you. Most bet tickets. Commanders, Eagles. So for tonight's game, Jalen Hurts, number 1, AJ Brown, number 2, Barkley, number 3.
What? Anytime TDs?
Anytime touchdowns. Anytime touchdowns. Bet Rivers, 91% of the money line, 66% of the Eagles tickets on the Eagles. 74% of the money, 81% of the tickets on the over tonight. How about that?
I have not been impressed with Philly this year.
Well, they've been playing some damn good football, though, these last, I'd say 3 of the 5 games they've won, they've actually looked really, really good. And Hurts is playing his ass off. Like, very efficient. We just hate Nick Sirianni so much that I think it's clouded your judgment on the Eagles. That's what I think it is.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, you're just not feeling it, huh?
Okay. Yeah, I just don't feel like they got that special sauce that they've had when they were on the run to the Super Bowl.
Well, they might not make a run to the Super Bowl this year, but if they win and the Lions lose, guess who's tied for the top seed in the NFC?
If they win and the
Eagles.
Yeah.
Whoa. How did this happen? Well, 5-game win streak will do that for you. All right. Like button would be great. Nuke November is the code. Go to nukethehouse.com, click subscribe, pick any plan. We're not going to charge you. Just make sure you put in the code Nuke November. You get 1 free week. Pumpy. 1 free week. You can come in the Discord. You can give your best bet. I don't know
try
what
us
people
out.
say about it, but they will. Nuke November.
Try us out.
Yeah,
I told you. Remember I told you about that regression, Holden?
Yeah, there's a big regression.
We got a little ground to make. We got a little ground to make up in November.
It was a 50% it was 100% profit boost, not on Hurts 2 touchdowns. It was just a boost that we had on Bet Rivers. That's all it was. It's not specifically for that. It's like, and then it's a small wager too. So, but there you go, Jared. Thank you, Tim.
Can Jalen Hurts win MVP? Like,
sure.
what if they go on a roll? I forgot I bet him at 14-1 to be MVP.
Why not? Where is he right now in the MVP odds?
I don't know.
Because these last 5 weeks he's going just shooting straight up the board. I don't think he's going to, but yeah, he's 12-1 now. He's really moving up the boards. Wow, Lamar's -10, Allen plus 350, Mahomes 750, Hurts 12-1. He's the 4th shortest odds.
All right.
That happened fast. But no. Is this going to be like the NBA thing, though, where they don't want to give Jokic 3 in a row, so they're not going to give Lamar another MVP?
I mean, if you're asking me right now who the MVP is,
yeah,
I would probably say Josh Allen. Okay. But I mean, if they gave it to Lamar, would I complain about it? No. If he hasn't been the best quarterback in football this year, he's been the second best right now.
Who's better than him?
I think you could make a real case, considering the people Josh Allen has on his team right now, that he is your MVP.
Purdy's lurking at don't stop it with the Purdy already.
Oh yeah, Adam and I were talking. We might have bet Purdy actually to be MVP
last night.
I have to go back and check.
You might have bet Purdy last night.
No, not last night, but him and I were talking last week about Purdy MVP. He's if they go on a real run, it is not out of the realm of possibility. Go look at the numbers that kid's putting up. I mean, he's a freak.
He's got to get past 8 guys.
Nobody gives that kid his due. He's only got to get past 8 guys because their record. If they go out and reel off 7 straight wins, then he does not have to get past 8 guys anymore. That kid is the truth, man.
I know he's a great quarterback. I get it. I'm with you. He is undervalued. People do not give him enough credit.
It's amazing. He's the one guy that he does not get credit, and he just destroys.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Lamar is so far ahead of him right now. I'm with you on Allen. So far ahead of him right now. The one guy that should not be up there is Patrick Mahomes. I just don't give a shit.
That's a joke.
It's enough already.
That's
they want to take your money. They want to take your money. Let's hang a number up. The guy, he finally has more touchdowns than interceptions after this last week. Stenberg. Read this one.
Rodgers has been my MVP this year. I've loved what he's done. I hate you.
He's the best. He's the best.
Oh, guys. Stenberg might have lost access. The free month is over.
Yeah, free month's over with Stenberg. He's just going to have to keep. Well, you know what? Well, he can't get in on the next one because we're going to have to kick him out if he uses Nuke November. For those of you that have not used your free week trial, we got it right now. NukeTheHouse.com. Nuke November is the code. 1 free week. Keg, what do we got coming up tonight at 8:10 Eastern for Thursday Night Football?
Well, at 6 o'clock, the UFC 309 podcast that Tommy and Johnny did will be on the YouTube channel. At 8:10, we'll be live for Thursday Night Football, trying to make myself paying, I'd like to pay my bills this month. That would be cool. Yeah. And we'll try to make you guys money too. And then obviously Friday night, we're live for Tyson against Jake Paul for our subscribers. Saturday, we got the big, huge UFC 309 show. Sunday, we're live all day and night. We stream 135 hours a month, and we make money. So consider it for $2 a day.
Can I just ask you one simple question?
Yep.
Can you just make me a bunch of money tonight so I can refill my lawyer's retainer so I can get back at my ex-wife?
I mean,
it's very simple, Keg. All you got to do is win at sports betting.
All I could do is try, my friend.
Thank you for trying, Keg. You want to know something? When he tries, or if he doesn't, he's still up a ton of units this year. Just the best live betting shop out there. Extraordinarily profitable. All our guys are profitable from the top to the bottom. Matt, you have no idea. Kegger?
Yes, buddy.
It was a blast. I'm looking forward to tonight's show, though. It'll be great. I'm feeling healthy finally. We're going to go win some money. We're going to go watch the Eagles and the Commanders do their thing tonight at Lincoln Financial Field. I put up the overlay, I hit the music, and I say, let's go nuke the house.